Hi, welcome back to the Cheer Talk. I'm Lola.
I'm Laurel.
And I'm Maxime.
So today we're going to be doing an episode on urban legends. It is far from spooky season. There is January snow outside. But it's always fun to tell scary stories because scary stories are fun.
They're great for a rainy day too.
Yeah, and to tell in the dark.
So who's going first? I guess I will. So my story is called Green Ribbon, and it's not very spooky, but it has a very interesting end. When I first read it, I was not expecting it. And all of these stories we haven't made up, but I've read it in a book, an online book. So there we go. So there was once a girl named Sarah Johnson. She was an average-looking girl and around 11 years old. And one day she was in a car accident. She almost died, but she lived.
Oh, God.
Okay, so
Near-death experience.
anyways, from there, she always wore a green ribbon. Her friends asked her why she always wore it, and she always replied, "Oh, I'll tell you later, maybe tomorrow." She always tried to evade that question. Soon she was 16 and she had her first boyfriend. And on their third date, he asked why she always wore that ribbon. She replied, "I'll tell you when we're married." So she was already assuming some stuff, but anyways, they do get married, and on their honeymoon, he asked...
Fortune teller. He was 16 and he already knew who he would marry. Us guys. Continue.
So they were actually married, and on their honeymoon, he asked, "Why do you always wear that green ribbon?" And she said, "Oh, when we're old." So they were about 80. And then he asked...
Time jump.
And then he asked again, "Why do you always wear that green ribbon on your neck?" And she always wore it. So she always wore it in a bow on her neck. And then she said...
She's a fashionista. Yeah,
she
guys.
said, "When I'm dying." So that's a bit drastic, but anyways, she's
80.
She was
time.
92, and she was dying. And he remembered and asked her. She said, "Fine, I did tell you that. Can you take the ribbon off?" And he did. And her head falls off. So basically...
Does she die?
Or
no,
her
head fell off.
She's a zombie.
Well,
she did
guys,
die.
Did you know that chickens can run around with their head cut off?
Yeah,
for a few
I think
minutes
the
afterwards?
longest one was 1 minute. But anyways,
No,
that car accident.
The longest one was a day because they fed the chicken with by feeding it through the open neck. It's
Gross.
Okay, anyway, off
So
topic.
the car accident must have severed her head, and her family was quite poor. So for their little fix, they just took a ribbon and they tied it around her neck. So
she's a zombie.
Well, she was. It was not completely severed. It was hanging. No.
Yeah,
Ew,
thread. What are you guys'
okay.
theories about this one?
Yeah, let us know in the comments, okay?
But what do you guys think personally? What's your theory? Because the story really, or at least the versions that you've read, right?
Yeah.
They don't really go into depth about what's behind it. So what's your theory behind it?
Well, my theory is that she was younger. She moved to a town, okay, and her parents they seemed to be out of the blue. No phone records, no nothing. Because they were a part of a secret underground zombie cult, okay? And their mission...
Zombie cult?
Yes, okay? It's a thing, okay? So, and their mission is to infiltrate the government to take over the world. So, of course, her parents are getting jobs, but she has to, live her life. But one thing about a zombie is, they always have, random, flesh coming off or whatever. But the zombies you've probably seen are very stereotypical. She looked like a human.
I've never seen a zombie before.
Yeah.
I meant
you sound like you
in a-
speak from experience.
Okay, I meant from a book, okay? But this is just my interpretation. So, she's a normal human except for her head, which is kind of, sliding and bobbling because it's not really attached.
Yeah.
So, her parents, didn't want to like go to a hospital because then they would figure out that she's a zombie. So they tied a ribbon and to like make for an excuse for sometimes like blood would like dribble down, just say like that she was in a car accident.
Well, that is a very interesting theory, but we want
that could be a story on its own.
Think.
Yeah, that would be a good one, a spin-off of the girl with the green ribbon. It would be like, the girl with the green ribbon is actually a zombie. The girl with the green ribbon part 2.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna write
the girl with the green ribbon's daughter.
Oh!
Okay, next story.
So who's gonna go next?
I can go. And my story is The Hitchhiker. And it's not that spooky. And it's just a little chilling. The rain came pouring down on James's truck, and he tried to navigate the slippery road. Suddenly, a woman appeared on the side of the road wearing a white dress. Her hair was drenched. Not wanting her to get any more wet, James stopped his car and offered her a ride. She accepted his offer with a nod. When he asked her where she wanted to go, she didn't respond, but then she finally relented and said, "The barn down the road, 3 miles away." He drives her there, and when he looks in the passenger seat where she was sitting, she's gone. He decides that she probably just left and went inside. He begins his journey to home. A couple days later, when he's driving to work, he realizes that there's a purse next to his driver's seat. It isn't his, because he doesn't own a purse, and he thinks it might be the girl that he drove to the barn. So he looks in there and sees the ID that says Lydia Penn, 89 Mill Road. That must be the address.
Isn't that like, I don't know, privacy invasion? That's not very professional.
Well, he's trying to like find like her, because otherwise she'll
trying to find her. Excuse me.
No, he's trying to find so otherwise she'll live her life without her
ID. Okay. All right, her ID. Okay, got it. All right.
Continue. He drives there in his truck, and he arrives and he knocks on the door. An old woman answers, and he says, "I'm looking for Lydia Penn. I have her purse." The old woman sadly shakes her head and beckons him to come inside. "What's wrong?" he asks. She replies and says, "Lydia was my daughter. She died 20 years ago. Every 5 years, my bad, the math wasn't mathing. Every 5 years, she reappears to a young man like you." "But I swear I saw her." "No, that was her ghost." The old woman pours herself a cup of coffee and looks sadly out the window. James quietly goes back to his car and tries to forget the mysterious encounter with the hitchhiker.
Okay, that was a spooky ending.
Yeah, okay, I didn't tell it.
It wasn't as like final as Maxime's. Like Maxime had like a definitive ending, but like that was good. I liked that.
I didn't tell it very well.
There are many variations of that story. I've heard it
Yes.
before, but in different like forms and stuff.
Yeah, like one is like she disappears, like
One is he goes to her grave.
like
One like or something or like
there's a lot of them.
So Laurel is next. She's last. And originally when she told us this idea for her podcast, she was saying, "Oh, we should do creepypasta." And creepypasta originated from like copy and paste.
Or like on the internet.
Yeah,
like
on the
they've been
internet.
like scrolling around on the internet. You guys know what it is.
I was so confused.
I know. I was so confused too. I thought she was talking about like actual creepypasta.
I was getting
Scary
ready.
linguini.
Yeah,
I was
like
getting-
linguini
I was
shaped
getting,
like
like,
ghost.
Yeah, I was making a story
Guys,
about like
imagine if like
Frightening fettuccine.
no, imagine if this video just like this episode just segued into being like, guys, I had the most petrifying penne last night.
So
These
I
are
was
like
so
urban
confused.
legends though.
Yeah,
which
I was so confused. I was like, okay. I was just trying to roll with it. I'm like, we'll see
I thought
what
it was
she
funny.
does.
I was like creepy
I was
pasta.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's interesting. How did you get the idea? But it really is another word for urban legends.
Scary stories
That
that
whatever.
originated on the internet.
Yeah.
So-
All right. So, without further ado, it is my turn. So this one you guys have probably heard before, but it's like timeless and I love it. So it's I don't really know what it's called,
Is
but
it
I think the
Babysitter?
babysitter and the man upstairs. So and a lot of this is like I'm just like, I'm just like embellishing. I don't
Yeah.
or like
This is like
writers, what writers like not purpose, but like writers like the word like
yes.
Lola knows what I'm
Yes,
talking
I
about.
know, like your writers,
Writers,
like
writers
it's like your
like
rule, not your rule, but like
it's
like
like
you
writers
allowance.
privilege, writers like
yeah, writers.
not privilege, like writers. You guys will figure it out. Look it up. I don't know. Okay,
So,
but
this one is probably the creepier one of these.
I don't know, the head thing was weird. Okay, okay, guys, I'm gonna go now. Let me cook. So Amara arrives at her babysitting gig. She's like fairly young, like teenager, high school. She says hello to the family. It's a normal babysitting job. And then after a few like hellos, the family leaves to go wherever they're going, or the parents, and she's left with 3 kids, Jake, Darren, and Lucy. So night falls fast. Amara has to put the kids to bed. They're like the kids are fine. They're sweet. They're cooperative.
How many are there?
3. Jake, Darren, and Lucy.
Sorry, I am like not.
So Amara has to put them to bed, and they cooperate. They brush their teeth, get in their little PJs,
Ooh,
and
cozy.
and then they get into their bed. And so Amara's watching TV, like on her phone, probably, teenage babysitters do. And then the house phone rings, the thing. I don't know what it's called anymore. The thing, the hot dog phone, landline. Yes.
Oh my god.
And I just call it the house phone, and it rings.
Hot dog? I heard hot dog.
I said house phone. Yes, I did say hot dog phone. Sue me. And she picks it up, and it's a man on the other line saying, "Have you checked on the children?" And Amara gets kind of weirded out, and she's like, "I think you have the wrong number." She hangs up, goes back to what she's doing, but with a little more caution than before. And then it rings again, and it's the same man, same voice, same message. "Have you checked on the children?" And then she's just like, stop, you're not funny. She thinks it's probably like some jerk
Is your
from her school.
refrigerator running?
I know, right? Probably some jerk from her school, pranking her or whatever. She goes back to what she's doing. She's cautious but also just annoyed now. And then it rings the 3rd time, and it's the same guy, same voice, same message.
She's probably like, okay, are you like one of my dumb friends?
I know, right? And then she's like, and then she gets kind of freaked out. So she hangs up to call the police on the house phone. Pro tip, guys, if you're ever in a life or death emergency, call the police with the landline because they can track your location faster. Not me saving your life. Anyway.
Oh, no, just call 911.
On the landline because they can track your location faster.
They have a cell phone, but can't they track the internet?
Guys, I don't
signal?
have a landline.
It's
Do you have a landline?
Yeah, in my garage and also in my dad's office.
In your garage?
I know, that's actually not if you go, I have to go through my scary basement to get to my garage.
No, but
Golf
actually,
wallpaper.
Yeah, my basement has wallpaper of golf clubs.
But
Well, anyway.
but I thought, can't they track your internet signal on a
No,
cell
I
phone?
think on a cell phone, the cell towers or something gets in the way. It has to go from a satellite or a cell tower and then to the cops. and then
GPS?
something, but landline's faster.
Okay.
Anyway, so she calls the cops, and the cops track the man calling, and it's coming from inside the house.
Ooh, oh my god, I'm actually freaked out.
And then
But anyway.
yeah, and so Amara is and she
Does she check on the kids? Does she ever do
we're
it?
getting there, and so she's like, okay, she's scared. She doesn't want to leave the kids inside, but all she wants to do is just run across the street to the neighbors that are home, but she doesn't. She stays
Put their
there.
lights on
I
and
know.
get by their fire.
Yeah.
And be like, it's okay.
But leave the kids in there to die. Well, anyway.
How do they know they're gonna die?
Well, anyway, they know they're gonna die because there's a man in the house calling. So anyway, she kind of stays there, and she's on the phone with the police, and she's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And they're just like, well, what's the man telling you? What's he telling you? And she's like, have you checked on the children? And
Children.
the cops are like, okay, check on the kids to make sure they're safe. So Amara's like, okay, I'm scared. And she goes upstairs, and she opens the kids' room, and the window is ajar, the curtains are flowing, and the kids are dead.
Okay, so
And so that's one of the variations of the endings of the story. Another ending is that
the kids are fine.
The kids are fine. They're just bruh, what happened? But yeah, this is the one that I'm telling. And
Lola's really mad because she thinks
Lola's
it's
not
too
happy.
Scary.
Lola's angry face is on.
But
Okay, guys.
I'm sorry, this one
I
is
like
the
to think
scariest.
my
happy thoughts.
I like
guys,
to
happy
think
thoughts.
that, so basically, this is my theory. I know I have such good theories. Can I interrupt you?
The
Are you done with your
zombie,
story?
yeah, the story's
So-
done.
the zombie cult
The
is back
family-
again.
The mom, okay? She has an estranged uncle, and he's very old. He has a forgetful memory. Sometimes he wanders into their house thinking it's his house, calling for his dead wife. So it's a very sad case because, like, he's
But like
just
no,
old
but
and
like
forgetful.
how would like an
Shush,
uncle,
listen,
uncle be
listen.
like, have you checked on the children?
No, because, like, listen. And he also always thinks of his kids who are all the way in Florida, and they like to forget about him because who wants his kids?
I know. No,
So
I
they're
said
cousins?
No, okay. Yeah, no, his,
So
the
Jake,
mom's
Darren,
cousins.
and Lucy are cousins with the kids in Florida?
No, second cousins.
Second cousins.
Yeah, I know. Second cousins are so confusing. Anyway, so and like they don't really want to like interact with him because he's kind of like going
Weird.
crazy,
Like-
and like he's just an old man. It's kind of sad to see him in such a like a state, you know.
Yeah.
He's not happy and joyful anymore, and he's always like asking people to like check on the kids because he's worried that they're not gonna be okay because they never like call him anymore, and he doesn't like know where they are. I mean, he does kind of
He
know,
knows
but
they're in
sometimes
Florida.
he like forgets.
Florida.
I don't know.
Not me just doing a Taylor Swift reference. Anyways, continue.
Anyway, so yeah, and when they asked them to babysit, it's because the parents finally get their date night, and the kids are really good, and they have never met their uncle because the parents don't want them to be freaked out by like how like
The craze.
by like his how like old and like his like state, his mental health
Yeah.
state. So
So he kills the kids.
no, he doesn't. Okay.
Okay.
That's
no kids
not-
die. Sorry, Laurel is being very gruesome
No.
right now.
Well, I'm hearing Lola's theory about the zombie government crazy uncle.
Anyway, so his parents are like, okay, you can stay with us. We have an extra room in the attic, and they forget to mention it to their kids because they are like they don't really want to mention it, and they also don't want to mention it to the babysitter because he's not.
That would give me the creeps on babysitting someone's uncle's in the attic.
No, because they don't want her to like worry about him.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
sleeping, he's dreaming, he finally looks happy in his life, okay? But then suddenly he's like, oh my god, the kids, his kids, and he's like, they're in like Florida, but he forgets that. He's like, where are they? So he calls the phone because that's the only phone number he can remember because the parents told him if they need any help, call that phone. But they forgot that it's their house phone, not the phone that they like take with them when they go out. So he's like, have you checked on the kids? Have you checked on the kids? Have you checked on the kids? And the babysitter's like, this is kind of weird. So he goes into the room, and the kids are fine, and the uncle's just there, like, shaking and having a nervous breakdown. But it's fine, guys, because he goes into a mental hospital, and then...
No, that's even sadder. No, he gets better. He gets better.
Like an uncle who's falling into disrepair and his family doesn't want him and like
That's sad. No, but then they come to peace, and then they're all friends, and he moves
and
in.
unicorns fall from the sky.
Oh my
and
God,
rainbows
okay.
erupt from above.
So happy thoughts, guys.
So that was our episode for today. I hope you
get
enjoyed.
goosebumps.
Yeah, I hope you got goosebumps. Otherwise, hopefully, next week we will be coming out with a happier episode, which we probably definitely will be doing. We'll have to talk to our advisors. But yeah. So if you liked Lola's hitchhiker story, leave a comment. If you liked Maxime's green ribbon story the best, leave a like. And if you liked my babysitter story, subscribe. So that's all for this week, all for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed.